Visit is about a Civil War soldier. The time is September of 1865. The Civil War is already over. The story is going to be told by the soldier's friend, who's also a soldier. They grew up together. They went into the army together. The soldier is Sergeant Charles Seston. He won the Congressional Medal of Honor. It was when Civil War first broke out. Abraham Lincoln kind of commissioned soldiers for a 90-day contract. You go in and you fight the war for 90 days and then you can go home. Well, the war quickly escalated. That kind of went out the window. By the time the war was over with, there were over 1 million soldiers had gone through. And of those 1 million soldiers, over 600,000 of them did not come home. Sergeant Seston is one of them. He was the banner carrier, the flag carrier. The flag carrier was usually one of them. Was always out in front. It was his job to rally the troops and show them which way to go. They were usually one of the first targets. You take down the flag, demoralize the rest of the soldiers. When that fell, the soldiers a lot of them would just panic because their flag's gone. That's why it was not unusual if the flag bearer was shot, the next soldier would throw down his rifle and grab it, stick it up in the air, and take off again, because he led the charge. And Sergeant Seston, he'll explain this, did that so valiantly, and what he did, and his work in helping capture a Confederate flag won him the Congressional Medal of Honor. Now, we will see up here, I'll point it out, just behind where the story is, there's a white. You've probably seen them in cemeteries. The DNR puts a lot of these up, but it's the white stone for soldiers. His lettering, most of them have black lettering on them. His is gold because he won the Medal of Honor. So if you ever see one out anywhere and it's gold letters, you know that person won Congressional Medal of Honor. You're going to like this story. Charles Seston when he went into the service, the battles took him through some of the worst ones: Shiloh, Vicksburg, Fort Denny, Fort Donelson, and finally to Winchester, Virginia. That's where he lost his life, was in the Battle of Winchester, Virginia. And that's the story we'll be hearing once we get up there. Charles Seston was one of 180,000 Hoosiers who served in the Civil War. I didn't realize there was that many of them, but there were 180,000 of them. And of those, 45 won the Medal of Honor. Unconditional Surrender Grant was the nickname General Grant received after the Battle of Fort Donelson. Grant said to give the Confederate general, no terms for except unconditional and immediate surrender can be accepted. And eventually the Confederate garrison did give up, but he would not doubt, just unconditional. You either give up or we're just going to blow you away, is basically what he told them. And if they didn't give up, I'm pretty sure he would have followed through with that. And this was one of the first episodes that really started building. It was early enough in the war. That's what really started building Grant's reputation. Was this, no holds barred. Never give up, and don't let them dictate. They've got a list of some fun facts to tell. Total burials so far in the cemetery are 30,784. To give you an idea, in 2006, the population of New Albany was 36,693. So the population of the cemetery was almost as big as the entire population of New Albany in 2006. Traditionally, burials came in the front gate, where you all came in, except for suicides. Suicides, they pick the casket up and hand them over the fence. They could not come through the gate, which I always thought was interesting. There's currently 4 full-time employees here. This is a lot of territory and a lot of work for 4 people. They appreciate volunteers to help out. They spent a lot of time this summer trimming trees to try to get them down where they were hanging down over the road and rubbing the tops of cars, plus eliminate as many as they could that were hanging out over the stones that could come down and break stones off. Oh, I think we can head that direction.